Hey everybody, it's Modern Refugee. Having a cup of tea here with you guys this morning. And talk a little bit about going into 2025. I've always been accused of being a bit of a pessimist, but I don't see anything good coming out of the end of 2024 here in the beginning of 2025. There is just a lot of hybrid stuff going on. I don't believe that we're being told the whole story. I don't believe that the American public will ever be told the whole story of what's going on out there in the wider world. And I basically expect more of the same, problems that we never seen 20, 30 years ago, brought on by hostilities, technology, take your pick. I see this stuff continue to get worse or ferment and turn into other situations. While I was off sick, I had a little bit of time to watch different videos and stuff, and I watched a lot of different like drone footage from what's going on in Eastern Europe, and it was really quite frightening. All the American preppers, talk about rifles and magazines and that kind of stuff, but the future of the Second Amendment might be laptops and drones. And watching that footage, there's a real case for that. And there's a lot of instability around the globe like I have never seen. There was always the instability of the Cold War when I was a kid growing up, but now a nation falling and different, dictators rising and falling, and all the ins and outs of that geopolitical sphere. Literally, the stuff is happening on a day-to-day basis. You can't even keep track of it all. At Christmas Day, there was a mass strike on Ukraine, missile strike on Ukraine, knocked the power out, and there was a Russian ship that mysteriously sunk in the Mediterranean because of an explosion in an engine room. How many explosions do you hear of happening on, lake freighters and ocean freighters and ocean-going ships where they sink and they go down? Just look at all the ships and stuff that's been sinking, all the sabotage, all the fires that they're having in manufacturing places in Europe. I don't think in my lifetime there's ever been a more unstable world that we have now, and we have to find our way through this, going into 2025. A lot of stuff going on with, the food distribution. Well, the stores around me all look pretty good. There's always your recalls, and there's always some type of law taking effect that's going to change how, food is distributed, or there's always some hiccup in some aspect of our food delivery system. This has been going on since basically 2020, when all the panic buying took place, wiped everything out. And I really haven't seen where there's been any improvement as far as how they would handle something like that. If there's going to be a massive run on food because something's going on, the supply chain, I don't think, is any more resilient now than it was then. They might say it is, but I don't buy that for a second, because, we're constantly lied to. And it's going to continue. I don't see where they're ever going to change, that outlook of it. So, we have to take care of ourselves, which means we have to have a little bit of food put away. If you can produce some food, that's even better. There's a reason they had victory gardens during World War II, and there's a reason that home canning became so popular because of those instances. Anything that you can pull out of the ground in your backyard, or you can raise yourself or produce yourself, any one thing like that, anything where you can take a raw product and turn it into something more valuable, is going to be to your benefit. And then that goes back to all these old skills, stuff like, making your own bread, and being able to make your own butter, and being able to, process an animal into something that you can either preserve or you can cook. All these old-time skills sort of have a point in these in these days. There's not the kind of to write off those old skills is a mistake, plain and simple. There are a lot of old skills that if all these systems around us fail, still have relevance. But we cannot not look at technology. Technology is just exploding into all facets of our lives. This isn't going to go away either because it's another system of control. Many, many layers of control are over the average person's day-to-day lives. And, we are a resource that they want to harness, and they've got many, many ways that they do that. And to shake off that yoke is to become self-sufficient, to become a producer, to be able to solve problems, look at the situation you're in, take the things and the resources that you have available to you and make them more valuable, either to yourself or to others out there where you have a means for that. But the beginning of that is having a little bit of a nest egg set aside, whether it's food, whether it's fuel, whether it's energy, whether it's skills, where you can help out different people that have a need for the things that you know. These are all things. This is kind of the start of being self-sufficient. And like I said, I don't see anything good going into 2025. There's still a lot of upheaval. I don't think that the days that I grew up in back in the 80s and the 90s, I don't think those days are ever coming back. I think for the rest of my life, I am going to see constant change, most of it for the negative, in all fronts. And I think we have to keep up with the old skills, but we also have to look toward the new technology, and we have to see how we can integrate the best parts of that into our lives to make things better for us. But the old skills are always, the redundancy of it all. When everything fails, everything reverts back to a hand tool mentality. But I wanted to have this little conversation here over my tea with you guys here this morning, and just some things to think about. And I wish you all the best out there in 2025. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing. Anytime I learn something or run into something or have a recollection that can benefit you all out there, I'm going to make a video on it. But anyways, Modern Refugee, appreciate all you guys out there. You guys take care.